was scheme and switching up with Harden and traps, and how much you just were reading the way that play was evolving?
Just kind of channeling my inner Ed Reed at that point in time, kind of playing the pass lanes and seeing, the direction of the ball, but just trying to be in the right place to protect my teammates while we were in coverage and doing some of the things we were doing defensively. So I was able to pick 2 of them in a row.
Spent a lot of time talking about AD being out of the lineup for the last 17. What was the most immediate thing that you noticed tonight?
Just his presence alone. He just makes our team so much more complete. Our length defensively, our ability to really get up in people's faces because we know we got him at the rim, or our ability to switch a lot of things because he can literally guard 1 through 5. Offensively, it just attracts another set of eyes off of myself, off of Russ, off of Melo, off of Malik, off of everybody because he's such a dynamic player. Obviously right away you see what he's capable of. Right, we draw a play right out of right to start the game, and I was able to turn the corner and threw a late lob, and he was still able to throw it home. So very excited to have him back.
Got a question for AD. As LeBron just mentioned, you score on that dunk. You had, I think, a handful of blocks. You seemed pretty comfortable out there. How much work were you able to get in prior to this return? And there's still a minutes restriction. Frank said there's gonna be some time to get you back adjusted, but how ready do you feel right now to give this team what it needs?
I feel ready. We don't practice much, so I didn't have much practice time, but was able to still get some one-on-one, 2-on-2s in and see how I felt. Was ready enough to go tonight. I don't know about the whole minute restriction thing. I think that might, for me, come off. I might tell them I don't need that, but we'll see. Obviously we have a back-to-back coming up, and want to play that smart. But for the most part, I felt fine. I felt great out there, and the first couple minutes, the adrenaline took over, and then after that went away. The wind caught up to me. When I got my second window, I was fine for the rest of the game. So see how it reacts tomorrow. First live action, and go from there.
AD, what was there a particular play or a particular sequence that you kind of said, okay, I can do this, or my body feels right when I do this action? And then when you kind of look into these games coming up, how much is your mentality kind of using some of those games to get the conditioning back, get the wind back, and kind of find maybe your legs, as you put it?
Yeah, until I get my legs, I got to use these games to get my legs. But I don't think about it when I'm playing. I don't want to, babysit. If I feel like I got to babysit it, then I shouldn't be on the floor. And so when I'm out there playing, I just try to go out there and do what I got to do to help the team win. And, let the rest just take care of itself. I don't think, this move bothered me before. Don't do it. I just go out there and just play.
LeBron, we've talked a lot about trying to imagine what this team could be like when it gets to full strength, and I know Kendrick's not back yet, but there was a play early in the first quarter. I think AD forces a Harden miss, Russ gets the rebound, starts fast break, hits you with a bounce pass, and it was a quick layup, quick 2 points. How important is it for you guys to start seeing just the three of you guys together more regularly as you move forwards, and does that just help internally as you guys navigate this stuff to have real evidence?
Yeah, the more minutes that we log, we continue to see how dynamic we can be, both offensively and defensively, and and it also puts everybody in their just their regular positions. So I remember that play, exactly what you're talking about, and it was great to just see that sequence and be a part of it. But the more minutes that we log, as AD get back into full strength and the game shape, and we just try to stay in rhythm as a team. We want to continue to work our habits, but along the way we want to win ball games as well. So we look forward to our next challenge. We're playing against a great Philly team. It's been playing exceptional basketball. Got one of the hottest guys in the league in Joel. So as we continue to get better, we want to continue to log these minutes and see what happens next.
This one's for AD. What have the last 6 weeks been like for you? We haven't obviously talked to you since Chicago, and just sort of the ramp-up process of what you were kind of able to progressively do over these last few weeks.
I think the most part we're just trying to get the pain to go away. I think the first week and a half, I was able to do, single leg squats, 2-leg squats, able to run a little bit. So I was moving ahead of pace, and then met with the doctors, I think after the 4-week period. Was able to get out of the brace, walk around without it, kind of go on court and work out without it. And then it was just about, feel for me, if I was comfortable enough to go out there and play. And after the 2-on-2 I had in Miami with DJ Bays and Wayne, I felt very comfortable to play tonight. So that's kind of been, what it was. And but it was a great rehab. Was able to get my body fully right, and now we move forward.
Do we have any more questions for LeBron before letting him go? Because I know you guys have questions. They have more questions for you than the first
LeBron, last year you guys were in a somewhat similar position where you had injuries and you kind of had to use the regular season as sort of the playoffs started a lot earlier for you. Do you view this year similar to kind of what you guys had to do last year getting into the play-in at all, or is it are there comparisons that you went through?
No, because every season has its own challenges. Every season is different. So, I don't compare last season to this season or the year before. The year before that to this one. We've all had, just the challenge that we had this year has been different from any other challenge, from injuries to safe and health protocols and suspensions and things of that nature. So, at the end of the day, you keep the main thing, and that's how we continue to get better for each other in house and stay even keeled throughout the whole process and continue to work the habits. I think we have a really good team, and when we have full strength, we can be really good. But it's not about the conversation. It's about the in between the four lines. It's about when we get on the floor, how can we make it happen, and that's all that matters.
LeBron, going back to your free safety role, and personally, I can't think of a better safety than Ed Reed. Does AD's presence kind of allow you to play that a little more, and how does he add to the defensive energy of the team? Frank was saying you guys were kind of feeling that all morning.
As much as I would love to give AD credit, he was not on the floor when I did that. He ran on the floor. He ran on the floor after I did that when the timeout happened, but he was not on the floor when that happened. But when you got a every year potential defensive player of the year on the floor at whatever his minutes is, you can definitely get away with some things you wouldn't try if he's not on the floor, because you got the protection behind you or in front of you or whatever the case may be. So I've never been a gambler and things of that nature anyways. When it comes to basketball, I've always tried to be as solid as possible, and I've been taught that my whole life. And if I have an opportunity to shoot the passing lane or shoot the gaps or whatever the case may be, do it. But you definitely would take more chances when you got a guy like AD behind you, for sure.
Last question for LeBron.
LeBron, another 30-point game. You talked about, this season preventing challenges unlike any other season before. Have you told yourself or had a conversation about your approach this season, if it's been different for you, specifically offensively?
I basically just told myself nothing else matters besides what you do out on the floor and how you continue to lead these guys. It doesn't matter the conversations that's going on outside of our locker room and, the narration of our ball club or whatever is going on, the injuries, all of that stuff. Nothing else matters besides of what I bring to the table every single night. How positive I can continue to lead these guys no matter the outcome. If I have a position to play this game the way I do, then go out and make the most of it. So stay low and keep firing is the motto I've been on for I don't know however long it's been, but I don't have an excuse, and I won't make one.
Thanks, LJ. More questions for
Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
The tape off.
Yeah.
Right shit.
Yeah, LeBron's the only one.
No, that's fine.
With the weak shit.
Don't panic.
Don't worry. Your thoughts on the NFL playoffs this past week?
You know what? I love your green. Actually, a little bit of yellow make it better. I don't know. It's it's tough. I cried.
I'm so
What,
excited. to have
Dan?
the
What do you?
microphone on. Robbie Gold, huh? That's great. Jimmy Garoppolo. Anyways, what was it like for you kind of watching LeBron offensively during the 17 games you were out? And I guess, what was it also? Obviously, he was playing very well, but the team was 7-10. What was sort of that like for you to watch them kind of struggle to find their way?
I think the most frustrating part was just that we'll have really good games where we play great offensively and defensively, and then we'll follow it up with a really bad game. You know, so I think that was the most frustrating. But to see Bron do what he's been doing is unreal. It's just surprising. Just 19 years in, he's still able to do what he's doing. So it's fun to watch. All of us is up cheering for him, and he get in these zones. I know he talked about it, where he just go in kill mode. And it's fun to watch, especially just sitting on the sideline where you can examine it, from afar and just kind of, you really don't have to lock in because I wasn't playing. So it's just like now I'm a fan and just like, wow, And so it was fun to watch. Now it's, trying to complement that. Where he don't have to feel as much pressure or have to carry such load. It's my job and Rush's job and everybody's job to kind of just take that pressure off him and just help him.
To that point, watching from the bench, Coach AD, as a lot of people are calling you, is there, aside from what you saw from LeBron, is there anything that you learned about this team and changed how you're approaching your return, if you will?
Yeah, we struggled a little bit on defense. We wasn't talking. Guys weren't in the right position, so I tried to come in tonight and just quarterback the whole defense. And then also the way we were playing offensively was really good. The things we were doing, the adjustments that we made, playing the 5-out offense, and guys running to the screens, Brown and Melo, it kind of confused people. And so I tried to do the same thing. His first game back wasn't trying to get in too many ISOs or force up shots. So trying to screen, roll, and put guys in position where the entire team can be successful. And I was able to do that tonight. We were able to do that tonight, and which led us to a win.
I'll take two more for Haley. Gentleman in the back. And then Bill, you can the gentleman. I'm sorry, the gentleman in the brown.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then Bill, you can take the last question. You don't need. Okay.
Just kind of meant this a fun one. LeBron mentioned you ran on the court during the timeout after it was 2 steals. When you're just back from an injury, he's kind of a big guy to jump into.
I didn't think about it. That's the thing. When I'm on the floor, I try not to think about it. But I kind of, like I said, I was out a month, 5 weeks. So there's a lot of